Time to play the game!
Triple H was the MVP of Judgment Day because
He didn't just win championships, he won the game. And no, we're not just talking about WWE. What if I told you one of the most iconic figures in wrestling history traded body slams for boardrooms and built an empire most billionaires would envy? Stick around, because this story starts in the ring, but it ends in luxury most of us can only dream about. Triple H, if you're talking executive titles, wasn't just a fan favorite. He was a 14-time world champion who turned WWE into his playground. His transition from full-time wrestling to executive power player wasn't just seamless, it was strategic. Behind some of WWE's biggest creative and business moves, Triple H helped shape modern wrestling from behind the scenes, not just in the spotlight. But here's where it gets even more surprising.
Straight ahead, please, big smiles. Very nice, all that.
Okay, you're not bad either, Stephanie.
And Stephanie, that's
Stephanie, give him a fist. Give
it?
Yeah.
Together with his wife, Stephanie McMahon, yes, that McMahon, the power couple didn't just make headlines, they made hundreds of millions. Their combined net worth? A jaw-dropping $250 million. And this isn't just championship bonus money. Triple H pulls in an estimated $3 million a year just from his corporate role alone as EVP of Talent, Live Events, and Creative. And then there's the stock. Stephanie McMahon once held over 2 million shares of WWE, and when the company was sold to Endeavor, that turned into a $265 million jackpot. Imagine climbing a steel cage and landing on a fortune like that. The Levesque-McMahon empire proves that when you mix ring domination with boardroom brilliance, the results are pure gold. And this is only the beginning. Because what comes next, luxury homes, insane car collections, and private jets, makes this story even more outrageous. So don't go anywhere. But let's rewind for a second, because Triple H wasn't always the corporate powerhouse we see today. Long before the suits and strategy meetings, there was just a kid from Nashua, New Hampshire, obsessed with wrestling. Born on July 27, 1969, Paul Levesque caught the wrestling bug at just 5 years old. While most kids were chasing cartoons, he was already dreaming of turnbuckles and title belts. Fast forward to his teen years, and he's putting in the work, literally. At just 19, he won Mr. Teenage New Hampshire, proving that his dedication to bodybuilding was more than a hobby, it was a lifestyle. That discipline would shape his entire wrestling persona. Soon after, he trained under the legendary Killer Kowalski, and by 1992, fans were getting their first taste of him as terrorizing. Yeah, the name didn't stick, but the talent? Unmistakable. But here's where the story takes another unexpected twist. Because Triple H wasn't content just being a wrestling icon. He wanted to be everywhere. He dipped into Hollywood, starring in movies like Blade, Trinity, and The Chaperone. Were they blockbusters? Not exactly, but it showed he wasn't afraid to try something new, and fans loved seeing a different side of the game. He even took the pen in his hands, literally, authoring books like Making the Game, Triple H's approach to a better body, and a deep dive into the legendary DX era. Whether you're a casual fan or hardcore, he's left a piece of himself on every shelf. And of course, in today's world, no empire is complete without a digital kingdom. On social media, Triple H holds court with over 8 million followers across Instagram and Twitter, and a staggering 13 million on Facebook. That's not just popularity, that's influence. And he uses it wisely, from hyping events to celebrating rising stars. keeping the WWE universe buzzing with every post. So now we've seen the rise, from bodybuilding teen to media mogul. But coming up next, the real power moves, how Triple H and Stephanie turned their empire into a legacy, and the surprising drama that almost brought it all crashing down. You won't want to miss this part.
Are you listening? I don't think so.
By the time Triple H joined WWE in 1995, he wasn't just a wrestler. He was a character, literally. Debuting as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, a smug, aristocratic blue blood who probably drank sparkling water before it was cool, he quickly became a heat magnet. But it wasn't until 1997 that he truly blew up, after winning King of the Ring and teaming up with Shawn Michaels to form the rebellious, anti-authority faction D-Generation X. That move? Career-defining. Then came the 2000s. Triple H rebranded himself as The Game, and fans couldn't get enough. Ruthless, calculated, and always 2 steps ahead, he formed Evolution alongside Ric Flair, a young Randy Orton, and Dave Bautista, a stable that reshaped WWE's main event scene. This era didn't just cement his legacy, it built the very blueprint for future stars. By 2014, Triple H had already done it all in the ring. So he took a step back, not out of the spotlight, but behind the curtain, and that's where the empire building began. He focused on talent development, creative strategy, and the launch of NXT, turning it into WWE's most respected brand among hardcore fans. His shift wasn't a retirement, it was a transformation. Now, with all that success came a lifestyle to match. And yeah, it's next level. Let's start with real estate. There's the Bedford, New Hampshire mansion, nearly 9,500 square feet, 11 garages, a wine cellar, and a saltwater pool. Then there's the Weston, Connecticut, estate, complete with a swim tunnel connecting indoor and outdoor pools. Who even thinks of that?
Went to DC in the morning, did the show, and then flew immediately after the show.
And that's just the beginning. The car collection. Think Rolls-Royce Phantom, Mercedes SL 550, and a decked-out Cadillac Escalade. Oh, and when they fly, it's not commercial. It's a personal Phenom 300 or WWE's Bombardier Global 5000. Even his watch collection sparkles with names like Rolex, Cartier, and Hublot. And don't sleep on the sneakers. From Chuck Taylors to Travis Scott Air Jordans, he's got style covered from the ring to the red carpet. But all that shines? It didn't come without pressure, and the next chapter takes us inside the toughest battles Triple H ever faced. And they weren't inside a ring. Triple H, or Paul Levesque if you want to keep it formal, isn't just a global wrestling icon. He's also a family man. In 2003, he married Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of WWE's chairman, Vince McMahon. Yeah, talk about keeping it in the family. Together, they've built a powerhouse both inside and outside the ring, raising 3 daughters while simultaneously shaping the future of WWE. Their marriage isn't just about headlines. It's about legacy, power, and keeping the empire tight. Before Stephanie, though, Triple H was in a high-profile relationship with fellow WWE star Chyna from 1996 to 2000. Their relationship played out in front of millions of fans, and their breakup, well, Let's just say it was messy and controversial enough to still be talked about today. But outside the ring, Triple H's life is surprisingly grounded. He's a passionate supporter of West Ham United FC, showing his loyalty to the Premier League club with just as much intensity as he shows in a promo. His love for bodybuilding never faded either. He still trains like he's preparing for WrestleMania every day. And when it comes to luxury shopping, the man knows his brands. From sharp suits to statement sneakers, he moves through life with the polish of a CEO and the swagger of a champion. Triple H's journey isn't just a career, it's a blueprint. From his early days grinding on the independent circuit to becoming one of the most decorated champions in WWE history, he's done it all. But what makes his story different is what came after the glory. He transitioned from headliner to corporate executive, helping steer WWE into a new era while nurturing the next generation of talent. He's balanced intense physicality with sharp business instincts, managed to stay relevant for over 3 decades, and built a life filled with success, influence, and family pride. Whether you know him as the king of mind games, the leader of DX, or the executive in a suit, you know him. And that's the legacy of Triple H. The game didn't just play it, he rewrote the rules. Triple H's journey is the ultimate power move, wrestling legend, executive giant, and family man. What's your favorite moment from his career? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this ride through the game's empire, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. More untold stories are coming your way.